We're joined here this evening by Siobhan O'Callaghan from Kalbo's Café, and anyone I suppose that has ever visited West Cork or Skibbereen will have visited Kalbo's and know the great work that Siobhan does. It's one of the top places to go visit and eat in West Cork. So we're here with Siobhan, and what are you going to do?
I'm going to make a Moroccan chicken dish. We're keeping everything as much as we can low fat, in keeping with the healthy eating.
All good, healthy, fresh food made from scratch.
Absolutely. We've got some Shannonvale chicken. We're going to put some spices, which are very good for your health at the moment. If you're taking up some new exercises, there's a lot of ginger, there's turmeric, there's cumin. These are all very good for inflammation. Okay. We're using some butternut squash, which is in season at the moment. And we're going to make up a sauce here, which is a paste of tomatoes, ginger, garlic, all the good stuff. And
everything you use in the restaurant as well, Siobhan, it's all in season and local, as you can get it as well.
That's what we aim for, yeah. Yeah, that would be the usual. So will I start?
Do.
Very good. So I've got my pan here. I'm going to heat it up. I'm going to put some olive oil in. I'm going to fry off the chicken. What we've used here today is some chicken breast, but you can use chicken thighs as well, which will keep your costs down as well. Now I better get the ring right.
And chicken thighs, can they be done in the pan?
They can be done in the pan as well. There's also an option if you're busy working, mum or dad, you can put in your slow cooker. When you come home in the evening, when you come home in the evening, it's all ready for you. Just put all the ingredients in. Okay. We're just going to brown off the chicken here now. Then we'll take the chicken out of the pan when it's browned, and we will fry off this paste that I've made up with tomato, ginger, garlic and onion.
Right.
So we'll fry that up.
You do this in a food processor?
All I did was a small little food processor, just some fresh tomato, chopped up the ginger rough, chopped up the onion rough, and just the cloves of garlic whole.
Okay, lovely. And you better keeping the chicken in thicker pieces, Siobhan?
I have, because by the time all your sauce is cooked up, you don't want to have your chicken too small because it'll have disintegrated quite a bit.
Okay. Okay, so you take the chicken out and you put the chicken
I'm just going to put the chicken to one side, yes, yeah. Okay. Because all you're doing really is sealing it.
Right. And this is a recipe, it would feed 4 adults.
It would feed 4, yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to make up some couscous later just to serve it with, but you could serve it with rice as well if you...
For gluten-free option?
Yeah, okay. The couscous has wheat, so that doesn't suit celiacs, but you could serve it on rice as well. So now we're going to fry off the onion until it's soft.
And you need a good hot pan for this.
Nice hot pan, yeah. If you need to add a little bit more oil, you can do.
Right.
Just fry them till they're softened,
and then I'm just
well, I suppose the olive oil it reaches a temperature that butter won't reach, and it's better for you than regular vegetable oil. Right. So these spices I'm using, I've got a mixture of some cumin, some coriander all ground, I've got some cinnamon, and I've got a teaspoon of turmeric. Okay, so these need to be, you need to fry them off to kind of extract the flavours from the spices.
Okay.
So I'm going to add them in once the onions have softened a bit.
So how much of, is there?
So there's a tablespoon of each of the cumin, the coriander and the cinnamon. There's a tablespoon, and there's just a teaspoon of the turmeric. The turmeric can be quite strong, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so just don't be too heavy-handed with that. But it has a lovely flavour too, and they all go great together.
It's like a wonder spice, isn't it?
It is. It really is at the moment. It's used for everything, yeah. Okay. No problem. So I'm going to add in the spices here now.
A tablespoon of each.
Yeah.
And these are just spices that everyone should really have in the kitchen.
They should have, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Just turn down my temperature a small little bit. Just going to fry these off.
So it looks quite spice heavy there.
Yeah,
now.
it is.
Yeah.
It is, and we can't get
Moroccan
the
chicken,
camera
so
to smell it, but it's absolutely beautiful.
beautiful.
So I'm going to add in the paste now, and we'll cook this for a while.
Oh wow. So the paste again, like how much of?
So in this, I have 50
chicken.
grams of ginger.
Okay.
I have 3 cloves of garlic. I have 1 onion, and I have 3 small tomatoes in it.
Okay.
So it's just. Getting all your lovely flavours there.
Beautiful.
Just
You
gonna
can't beat just that fresh. Everything's fresh ingredients and made from scratch. You can't beat it.
and it's all ingredients that are easy to get.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to add a chicken stock, as all I've used is a basic chicken stock cube. If you have the time to make up your own chicken stock, well, very good, especially if you have roasted chicken and you've used the bones.
Just boil it all down.
What it is 600 millilitres of chicken stock is what I've used.
Okay. And you could use vegetable stock if you wanted to make this vegetarian.
You could, if you wanted to make it vegetarian, you make up your sauce like this, and you can add in maybe some courgettes, some peppers, whatever vegetables, but you can cook them in the sauce.
Okay.
And just use the vegetable stock. So are you getting the lovely smells there now?
Yeah, gorgeous.
Now, so I'm going to add in my stock. And I'm going to return the chicken here now to it. Okay.
It's a really cost-effective dish to make as well. There's nothing, as you say, all the ingredients are easily bought in local shops, and
the spices aren't expensive, and they last for a long time.
They do, yeah.
In your cupboard, and they're great for adding to other dishes. I'm just going to add in my butternut squash. You can also maybe use sweet potato.
Okay.
The sweet potato cooks a little bit faster than the squash, so you might just want to hold off for a little bit before adding the sweet potato if you wanted to use sweet potato.
The smell is just divine and beautiful.
I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And some brown sugar. It's just 2 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Okay.
If you're
so again, that's not much when it's for 4 people.
It's not. Yeah. And if you can cut back on that if you're watching your sugar intake.
Okay.
Now, so that takes about 30 minutes.
On simmer?
On simmer, yeah. And just you want your sauce to thicken up a little bit, and then at the end we'll check it for a little bit of salt and pepper if it needs it. It may not need it with all the spices and the stock and everything.
Smells gorgeous.
So we're going to put a lid on that now. And
that's great, even for entertaining. You can have all the work done, and if your guests come over, you can just sit down and have a glass of wine.
Yeah, come back and
very good.
Whatever. Okay, so we're just going to make up the couscous that we'll serve our Moroccan chicken dish with.
Right.
So couscous is very fast because all you have to do is add boiling water, leave it soak for about 5 or 6 minutes, and then just fluff it up. And you can put some herbs through it, or some more spices if you want. But because we've got enough kind of going on with our dish tonight, we're going to leave this plain. Okay. But you can chop up some bit of fresh mint, bit of fresh coriander, maybe a bit of fresh basil, and start to.
Lovely.
So I've just put a little bit of olive oil just to keep it from sticking.
Right. So that's the trick.
That's my trick anyway.
Okay.
That's my trick.
Yeah.
We had a French girl working with us one time, and she taught me that trick, so I've used it ever since.
And it worked.
So I'm just going to cover it with the boiling water, and then I'll just give it a quick stir around.
And do you need to cover it then, Siobhan?
Yeah, and just what I'll do is I'll just put a bit of salt and pepper in it there, and we'll just give it another little stir around. I'll leave it stand, but it's ideally you can wrap your bowl in cling film, or what I'll do is I'll just sit a plate on top of it and keep the steam in.
Okay. And just about 10 minutes.
Just leave it, till it's all soaked up the water, and we're going to fluff it up then, and we will serve our chicken on it.
Lovely.
So then, to make this fancy, I know it's not what you do for everyday dinner at home, but if you wanted to make this fancy, maybe for some friends calling around, what I'll do is I'm going to serve it in a minute with some crumbled feta cheese. I've used a feta cheese I've got from Moroccan Dairies.
Okay.
I'm going to sprinkle that on top with some chopped mint and some lemon zest.
Gorgeous.
Just makes it a little bit fancier for you.
And if you don't want to get in trouble with your Operation Transformation Leader or whatever, you can opt to leave out the cheese. You can leave that out.
Okay. You can leave the cheese out. Feta cheese can be high in salt, so if people are watching their salt intake, you could leave it out.
Perfect.
But zesty lemon won't hurt anyone. It'll be good for you. Add a bit of fresh mint.
Okay.
Lovely. Both of those are fat-free and salt-free.
Very good.
A little unsure if your chicken is cooked, you can pick out one of the bigger pieces and just cut it down and see that it's cooked through.
It's perfect.
And it's perfect. So we're going to put that back in and just check that your squash is cooked, and it's lovely.
So you don't want it too mushy or sloppy?
No, you don't. So now I'm going to add in some dried cherries. And an alternative would be maybe some dried cranberries, or you could maybe put some chopped dates.
Okay, would you suggest cherries are best for this?
Yeah, they're a nice addition. Okay. If you feel that the dried fruit is adding more sugar to your dish, then you can leave it out if you are watching your sugar content, because dried fruit can have a high sugar content. So I'm just going to leave them cooked through, and my sauce to thicken another little bit. I'm going to fluff up my couscous, and I will get my toppings ready for serving with it as well. So now the couscous is still warm enough from the boiling water that went into it. So I'm just going to put the couscous here.
And there's no specific amount per person, it's just like, is there a guideline as to how much couscous per?
There's not, so we've used, here there's 175 grams I've used. There's definitely 2 to 3 portions in that.
Perfect.
With the 250 mils of boiling water. So I'm going to turn that off. Serve that up there now.
Smells gorgeous anyway, Siobhan.
Plenty sauce there now with it. Your cherries and a little bit of squash. On top of this now, I'm just going to do a few little sprinkles of my feta cheese.
And again, you can opt to leave that out.
You can leave it out if you feel it's too much fat. I'm just going to do some fresh mint on top of this now. I'm just going to put some nice lemon zest on top.
Oh, looks beautiful.
Okay, so all the colours are beautiful there now too. Alright.
And that's it.
That's it.
Excellent.